I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact, focused on personal growth, my creative healing course is filled with hours of exclusive content. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And today we're going to be talking about 3 keys to connect. There are really important elements to make a relationship work and stay together long lasting. And if you don't have the right ingredients, unfortunately, it can end. So today we're going to be talking about this and some really key areas that you need to have in order to have a healthy relationship.
Absolutely.
Margaret's got some good research today, and so let's talk about it, Margaret.
This is an article that comes from the Thought Catalog, and there are various websites on the internet where people collect articles on romance and mental health and all sorts of other things. Mind, Body, Green is another one, Your Tango. Sometimes I take articles from each of them.
Okay.
According to love experts, there are 3 different types of connection that can be shared between any 2 human beings. Rumor has it that to have a successful relationship, you need 2 out of these 3 connections with your partner. Okay, so 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Sounds fairly reasonable.
Yes. Emotional connection, intellectual connection, and physical connection. Okay? Apparently, it is very rare to have all 3. Now, this is the author speaking. I am struggling to decide which one I'm willing to compromise on.
Mm-hmm.
To me, they all seem equally important and will cause equal amounts of problems in their absence.
Well, yeah, because Margaret, the thing that is so hard about a relationship, I think, is that, once you get committed to that one person, like the article says, somebody that you date doesn't tend to do well in all those areas. So that means you're going to kind of have to give up something.
Right. Yes.
And it's not easy to do, especially long term.
That's right. So this is a very interesting article. I found it so.
Yep.
They all seem equally important, indeed, and will cause problems in their absence. Okay, but apparently most of us only get 2. Which one would you prioritize? Finding all 3 is like winning the love jackpot. Okay? So we're going to start with emotional connection. Being emotionally connected means that you are raw and real around each other. You share your fears, vulnerabilities, hopes, and dreams. Not only does your partner listen, they understand and share similar views and values. You understand one another on a deeper level, and often they know what you are thinking or feeling without your having to explain. If you and your partner lacked this connection, it does not mean the relationship is doomed. You can listen and sympathize without having to empathize. Maybe you are affected completely differently by different things. You might wear your heart on your sleeve and be very open with your emotions, whereas your partner is more closed off and steely.
Sure.
Perhaps heart-to-heart and deep chats are not something you do with your partner. You can still love each other without sharing a deep emotional connection. Intellectual connection. This is when you and your partner share values and opinions and are both mentally stimulated by the same things. You don't have to have identical IQs to be intellectually connected, but you do have to enjoy discussing, debating, and sharing the same sorts of things. If your relationship lacks this connection, you might you may find one of you becomes bored, or if you have very little or you may have very little to talk about beyond small talk. You probably have completely different tastes in music, books, and films, and you may find your relationship relies heavily on the physical aspects, with little conversation and discussion. But again, it does not mean the relationship cannot work. You only need two of the three. So if you are emotionally and physically connected, instead you may find lots of sex and heart-to-heart talks are enough to keep you stimulated. Okay? Physical connection. This goes beyond just being physical and physically attracted to someone. When you're connected in this way, your attraction to one another is deep. You don't just want to rip their clothes off when they walk into the room. You want to hold them, kiss them, stroke their hair, and lie next to them. A physical connection often happens without our realizing or even really working on it. Our body produces hormones when we are around them that cause deep feelings of deep intimacy and a physical bond. In the absence of a physical connection, you might feel like something is missing. You can still be attracted to them and have great sex, but it doesn't go much deeper than that. Maybe they don't give you butterflies when they look at you or make your body tingle when they touch you, but you can still create passion in other ways. If the love is based on the other two types of connection, you don't necessarily need the deep physical connection to make it work. Finding someone you connect with in all three ways is no easy task.
Yeah.
Which connection is the most important for you? The absolute must-have. It seems too hard to pick, but I think deep down we all have something we value slightly ahead of the others. We so often put all our hopes and dreams onto one person, wanting them to fulfill every single aspect of our life. They must comfort us, understand us, share our values and beliefs, stimulate us intellectually, make our heads spin and our loins burn. Maybe it's unreasonable to expect to get all that from just one person.
It's very difficult.
Sure, you can't be everything. Yeah.
We have a lot of needs as human beings,
Yes, we do.
and if it's much easier, I think, to navigate a relationship if you can get some of those needs met by friends and family.
Right.
It can
Absolutely.
It can get difficult at times because sometimes we really have a strong desire to have that with our partner, but they can't always give it.
No, they can't. So the other thing is, nothing is ever all or nothing. You could have strong connections in two areas, a weaker one in a third. You could make up some of it from chatting with your friends. But it's hard to imagine. I was thinking about people I know. I've known a number of people who don't have the intellectual connection, but they seem to have the other two. I've known, if I stop and think about it, I've known people in all sort of various states of having different parts of this. I would consider the emotional connection important. And I'd also find it hard to live without the other two. It's not easy. Okay?
Yep.
But I think I would have to say I could not be without the intellectual connection.
Yep. Everybody's got their own preference and desires, what they need.
Yeah.
It's just important to be aware that everybody you date is going to have those three things, and they may prefer two of the three. Then, and yours may be different preferences, and that could lead to you feeling frustrated and disappointed and not getting those needs met. But it's just good to think about, because you have those needs and the people you date have those needs, and can you line them up in a way where it's manageable?
That's going to work. Yeah, do you have enough in common to make it work? And what an interesting way to think about it. And if, as a couple, you want